Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and NPD by somebody that has both. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and follow me on social media and retweet and upvote and all those things. It's really cool of you. Thanks for doing that. Anyway, that sounded a bit sarcastic. I didn't mean it to. I just sound sarcastic. I have NPD. Leave me alone. So if you've been watching the last few videos, you'll know that I've been on a bit of a journey when it comes to sort of getting angry and rage and the NPD combined with the BPD and the splitting and all this stuff. And I think now I've reached the end of it, I can sort of sum up and do a conclusion and hopefully perhaps give a bit of advice, sort of tell you what I've learned, and maybe going forward it might help you. Might help me. I'm no better than anybody else. This is you're witnessing my healing. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, it would be a lot easier if you just go back and watch the last few videos, but I'll try and sum it up for you. Basically, I fell out with somebody, I split on them, and that gave me the mental go ahead to be horrible to this person and hit them with both barrels, so to speak, and just say the worst things I could think of and really hurt this person. And ultimately, I ended up really hurting this person. And instead of backing down and capitulating and all of that stuff, they held their ground and fought back. And this would have gone on indefinitely had I not just got fed up of it, or a natural break not be sort of put in between us. And so now this is what I've learned from this. I didn't get my problem solved. The thing that got me angry in the first place, there was an incident, something that caused me to split. I interpreted some behavior by this person as a slight against me, even though it clearly wasn't intended as such. And what I wanted to get out of that was some sort of apology. I wanted to communicate how I felt badly done to, all this sort of thing. And the way that I chose to do that was to hurt this person. I would make them feel hurt like I'd been hurt, and they would know that I'd been hurt because I was hurting them, and hopefully they would learn a lesson from this. And this comes up a lot in life, not just in my situation, but all over the place. People do things that wind us up and piss us off, and we want to in some way teach that person a lesson so that they'll never do that again. And when we choose to do that, and we choose to do that by some form of being horrible, of causing harm in some way, we've lost the argument already. We're not teaching a lesson. At that point, we're the crazy ones, right? We've lost the moral high ground. We have, even if, I'm assuming a lot here. Let's assume, just to make this easier, that this person that we feel we need to teach a lesson has actually done something to us. Because you know that they don't need to actually have done something. We just need to perceive this as being done to us. But let's assume they've actually done something. Is us going crazy at them really going to teach them a lesson? Because I don't think that would teach me a lesson. If I did something to piss somebody else off and they just lost their shit at me, I don't know that I'd learn that lesson any better because someone lost their shit at me than I would otherwise. Maybe if I'd done something to piss somebody off like that, and I thought I was right in the way that I'd behaved, Maybe there's very little that person could do in the heat of the moment that would teach me a lesson. And I'm an especially volatile person in this situation. We all are, right? So we're actually quite likely to fight back one way or another. So why the hell do we expect it to be any different when we deal with other people? I get this feeling of superiority that we're kind of carrying around, right? And all of that sort of thing. But there's a detachment from reality, right? Are we really that detached that we can't say to ourselves that people might react badly to being treated like shit? That they might not learn the lesson that we want. Maybe that day will just be the crazy person they encountered. They're not going to learn a lesson. They don't know what we're thinking. They just know we're somebody shouting at them. And that doesn't get anybody anywhere. That doesn't achieve anything. That doesn't teach a lesson. The best thing to do to actually teach a lesson is to talk to somebody and be as nice as possible. And you know this, I know this. So why can't we do that? Well, we can do that. Because look at this even from the pure narcissistic point of view. If you want to manipulate people to get what you want out of a given situation, there's a right and a wrong way to do that. Right? Yeah, there are things you can do that manipulate people and things that you do that don't manipulate people. And one of the worst things you can do to manipulate people is shout at them and lose your shit at them and become violent or become abusive verbally or whatever it is you may do. That's not gonna work. That brings fear and damages you. I mean, you don't come out of this scot-free, do you? Like, have you been arrested yet? Have you tried this with somebody who will just turn around and beat the shit out of you? Because that's surely just a matter of time. But then there's these other things you can do that actually do get you what you want. Isn't that the true control of the situation? Getting what you want out of it. And that's the calmer, talking, more positive thing. Even if you don't mean it at first, can you try it out? See how it goes? Because it will work. And you have to accept that sometimes it actually won't. Some people, especially in the heat of the moment, really don't care what you have to say or what you think or what you feel. They really don't. That's sort of okay. To a certain extent, how much do you care about what everybody else is feeling? But if you've harmed someone, you'd like to think you feel bad about it if you've done something to make somebody's day worse. And when people don't, because sometimes they don't think they've done anything wrong. Sometimes they think you're the one that's crazy. Sometimes that's what the shouting and screaming makes them do. But in that situation, don't we have to be above it? How do we let anybody wind us up, truly? If we're really in some way better than, how do we get annoyed? Isn't that annoyance actually a clue that we aren't any better than anybody else, that we're just normal people? I don't think you get a choice in this either. You can get wound up and you might be superior to people, or you... Have I got that wrong? I've got that wrong. You don't get wound up and you are above everybody, or you get wound up and you're just like everybody else. You can't have both. You can't be above everybody and be annoyed by them. So, you've got to pick one, haven't you? Are you aloof? Are you above? Are you superior? Are you truly better than? Then how is anyone else able to annoy you? How is that even possible? But if you do get wound up, and you do, then you have to accept that you are fallible, that you have flaws, that you are not perfect, that you're the same as everybody else. And if you can do that, then maybe the rest of the stuff is bullshit as well, because maybe we are all just normal people with problems. Maybe you can use this as a starting off point. Maybe if you feel that rage that I've been feeling over the last month and a half, maybe that's a good starting off point for you to realize perhaps there's a problem here. Because there in front of you is cold hard proof that you aren't above anybody, that you are just a normal person who has normal reactions to things, and sometimes extreme reactions to things that are very inappropriate and are going to hurt somebody, and that need to be controlled and talked about and stopped. And I've thought about where these feelings come from. We don't get what we want by being horrible and hurting people, and it just hurts us too. And it's proof that we have a problem just in its existence. There's no way to get around that. And so if you have a problem doing it like that, then you need to realize that you have to stop. There, I've just cured NPD for you if you get angry. That was easy. God, you think of all the other work people have tried. People write books on this. And I did it for you in like 12 minutes. And people tell me I'm not narcissistic. Yeah. Anyway, I hope this helps. I hope you can calm down. The key to not getting angry, as I've found, happens before you get angry. It's not a case of catching it happening and preventing it there. It happens beforehand, when getting angry is just not an option. And given how we know that it doesn't get us what we want, that it doesn't achieve anything, and that it harms us and it harms other people, then we need to take it off the list of possible options. Simple as that. Don't stop the anger when it's happening. Let's stop it way beforehand. Good luck with this. Let me know how you get on. I'll see you later. Bye.